Hello everybody. What I want you to do to start off, I'm going to give you some notes to add to your Lesson 7 vocab sheet. So go ahead and open up your Lesson 7 vocab sheet, and at the bottom below the table I want you to add bullet points, and you're going to take some notes here. The notes are going to be beneficial for you when it comes to your quiz that you have in Unit 3. Okay, so normally when we do this, we do like your Lesson 7.1 and Lesson 7.2 assignments. We usually do those in Microsoft instead of Google. But since we don't know that you guys have Microsoft at home, we edited them to fit Google. So some of the questions on the quiz are going to be related to Microsoft, but I'm going to relate them to Google here so you guys understand exactly what we're talking about. So first things first, in a Microsoft Word document or a Google Doc, this information all right here, this is the home toolbar. Okay, so first thing I want you to notice, if you were needed to change the font, okay, so if we wanted to change the font on this document, here's the option. This is in the home toolbar. Okay, so if the question says to change font in a Word document, you would need to click the home toolbar. Okay, so you click here, and then we can change it to Arial New. Okay, there we go. Sound good? Simple enough. Okay, so we move on. Now, okay, keyboard shortcuts. We talked a little bit about keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so if we highlight, okay, our text here, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you so you can see it. Okay, if we highlight our text, a way to copy that text is by hitting Control C, copy, Control C. If we need to paste that, then we simply hit Control V. Okay, so shortcut for copy is Control P. Shortcut for paste is Control V as in Victor. Okay, and then there's also a couple different shortcuts. If you want to bold your text, you can Control B. Okay, if you want to italicize your text, Control I. If you want to underline your text, Control U. Okay, so those are all different shortcuts. But again, Control C is copy, Control V as in Victor is paste. Okay, and then another one, Control P, is print. Okay, so there's some keyboard shortcuts for you. All right. In Microsoft Word, you have to continually save your document. Okay, in Google you don't have to because it automatically saves it for you, like it says up here, all changes saved. But in Microsoft, you need to know that you should be saving your document every few minutes while you're working it to safeguard it so you don't lose the information that you're working on. Okay, so now let's move over to our spreadsheet. Again, our Microsoft Excel spreadsheet is basically the same as a Google spreadsheet. Okay, so what I want to do here is I'm going to type some numbers so I can show you guys some examples. And this is all stuff you should have done in your 7.1 tutorial and 7.2 tutorial. Okay, so an example of a range address. Okay, so if I highlight these two things, these two numbers here, okay, and I do, let's say, our auto sum. Okay, this right here and up here, as you can see it, A1 colon B1, that is an example of a range address. Okay, so you need to know that an example of a range address is the ranges of the cells that you're highlighting or selecting. So A1 to B1. Okay, so if I were to add more numbers here, do the same thing, A1 to F1, that is the cell range. The cell range is the way, it's how many cells you have highlighted when you go to a formula or an equation, and it looks like this, A1 colon F1 or A1 colon B1, whatever it may be. Okay, so know that's what a cell, a range address looks like. Okay, moving on. Now, just like I showed you this, the range address, to add, you guys did this in your tutorial, to add the numbers in a range of cells. So here, right, we go to our Greek E, the functions button, okay, we select sum, and now we have equals sum, then our cell range, A1 to B1. We click enter, and there's our sum. Okay, so the example of the formula, okay, to add would be here, right in this bar. You see sum, parentheses, A1 colon B1. Every formula starts with an equal sign. That's how the Excel spreadsheet or the Google spreadsheet knows it's a mathematical calculation. Okay, so something you guys may not know, if I type my full, oopsies, maybe my full name's not big enough here. Let's type my full name. Okay, how do we expand this cell easily? Okay, so my name is typed in cell column D, cell D1. So how do I automatically fit this cell, this column here, to fit my name? What you would do is, since the text is overlapping into column E, put your cursor here and you double click. Whoop. And look, it automatically expands. So I will show you that again. Put your cursor between the two. Okay, double click. And there you go. It expands the cell automatically to the column automatically to your text size. So double click. Okay. So with the equation, right? This is an equation. This is called the entry bar. Okay. Up here is the entry bar. And in the entry bar, you type a formula. Okay, so this here where this is typed is an entry bar, and this is the formula. So now another way, if I wanted to add these two cells together, I can type equals to, right? And I can click A1 plus B1 and enter, and there it equals 4. Okay, so that there is a formula. Just like this is a formula here, this is also a different way to get a formula here. Okay, and the entry bar there. So, Google Docs, Microsoft Word, Google Spreadsheet, Microsoft Excel, those are all examples of productivity software. Okay, PowerPoint would be an example. Google Sheets would be an example. Okay, so anytime that a computer is using an application to help computer users complete tasks more efficiently, that's an example of productivity software. Okay, Microsoft has its version in Excel, okay, using data, right, and the values of the cells. That's a spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet here. Microsoft has Excel and Google has Google Sheets. Okay, so that spreadsheet is a software application that organizes data values using the cells. Okay, remember these small squares here, they are called cells. So all of these are cells. Your letters, those are columns, and your numbers are rows. Okay, so hopefully that will help you guys understand a little bit more. Again, this information is going to be beneficial on your Unit 3 quiz. If you have any questions, shoot me an email.